Divya Behal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to continue is Mass Transfer Operations 2. So moving forward in chapter 2, that is your humidification, right? The few of the topics which are remaining are like psychometric chart and its use. So here you can see in the figure, this is your psychometric chart, okay? Various properties are related to humidification, okay? This chart is used to mention that properties, okay? So here you can see that the main plot of this chart is for humidity ratio versus dry bulb temperature, okay? So you can see enthalpy is plotted, percent relative humidity is plotted, then specific volume is plotted, okay? All these parameters are plotted in one chart. In exam, your questions might be asked based on this chart, so you must be able to read the chart, okay? So here you can see that the parameters which are represented. First of all, on y-axis you can see that humidity and enthalpy are mentioned, okay? So in y-axis you can find humidity and enthalpy, whereas humid volume can also be found. Now in x-axis all your temperature ranges are there. What are the temperature which you can find? Wet bulb temperature, dew point temperature, adiabatic saturation temperature and dry bulb temperature. So all these four category of temperature are plotted on your x-axis, right? Now here you can see that a curve where 100% humidity is there. So that curve is for percent relative humidity, okay? That curve is for 100% humidity. Similarly for 90%, 80% the curve will change, right? Another curve is for humid volume, right? Similarly one of the line is for your humid heat. So with respect to temperature, at what mentioned humidity you have to find out these parameters. So based on plotting your x and y axis you can find out this specific volume, humid heat, right? All these parameters can be found out. Another one is enthalpy also. So these are the certain parameters you can find here. Now what is psychometric chart and the psychometric curve? So first of all, psychometry, it is a branch of engineering which is concerned with the physical and thermodynamic properties of your gas vapor mixture. So specific heat, enthalpy, those are your thermodynamic properties. Whereas your physical properties are what? The temperatures, what we are talking about, dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, right? Now your psychometry, the main curve is for temperature versus humidity curve. So the important psychometric properties which you can find out from this curve are DBT, that is dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, dew point temperature, adiabatic saturation temperature, specific enthalpy, specific humidity, absolute humidity, specific volume and humidity. So these are the psychometric properties which you can find using psychometric chart, right? So like you can see that your adiabatic saturation temperature, this is the formula. So what are the unknown quantities which you have to find out? First is TAS, that is adiabatic saturation temperature. So how in exam they might be asking the question that you have been given the value of humidity here, okay, y dash value is given and you have been given the value of TAS. So corresponding to TAS you have to find out your humidity at adiabatic saturation temperature. So that can be found out from your psychometric chart. Similarly for wet bulb temperature also. Suppose you have been given the humidity at wet bulb temperature. Okay, so corresponding to that humidity, what you will do, you can use your psychometric chart to find out the wet bulb temperature, right? Now here you can see that various properties how they are plotted on your psychometric chart. Okay, so first one is dry bulb temperature, the red line. Okay, all the points on this line are at dry bulb temperature. Suppose that at 70 degree Celsius. Okay, at 70 degrees Celsius it has been mentioned that is your dry bulb temperature. So all the points which are lying at that 70 degrees Celsius vertical line, that might be your specific volume, your specific heat, your relative humidity. Okay, all these points that would be at dry bulb temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. That way for different dry bulb temperature, okay, as you move from left to right, okay, because from left to right you can see that your temperature is increasing. Okay, so at various x-axis, if it is given that 70 degrees Celsius is your dry bulb temperature, so on that vertical line, all the properties will be at dry bulb temperature. Similarly, relative humidity. So you can see that red line again. If it is given 70% RH is there. So in your psychometric chart, for various percent relative humidity, you will be getting this curved line. Okay, for 70% RH your curve would be different, for 90% RH your curve would be different, and 100% RH your curve would be different. So all the points which are lying at this curve, okay, that would be for that particular RH only. Suppose for example at 70% relative humidity, all the points which you will be getting, okay, corresponding to 70% RH, whatever the temperature you are getting, whatever the humidity you are getting on the y-axis, that would be particularly for 70% RH. Again at wet bulb temperature, you can see that the temperature line of wet bulb is what? It is diagonal in nature. Okay, so all the points at this line are at 70 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature. Okay, so the diagonal line, that is your for wet bulb temperature. Enthalpy, again it is the diagonal line. Okay, how you have to measure the diagonal, how you have to measure the enthalpy? Okay, so suppose it is given that at 70 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature you have to find out the enthalpy. So what you are doing, first of all you plot your 70 degrees Celsius wet bulb temperature and then plot a diagonal line. So the line to which it intersects, okay, here you can see that in psychometric chart, okay, the enthalpy it is given. So that way, that line at which it is intersecting, so at particular that temperature you are getting your enthalpy. So let's get again in detail, let's see. So first of all, what is dry bulb temperature? You can see that the vertical line, as you're increasing from left to right you're going. So those vertical lines are your dry bulb temperature. Now what is wet bulb temperature? See, how you have to measure the wet bulb temperature? You have to go in diagonal. Okay, so you can see that 150 degrees Celsius and 125 degrees Celsius. See, wet bulb temperature, the temperature that is obtained when you're intersecting with percent relative humidity curve. Okay, so here you can see that 150 degrees Celsius. So temperature is when? It is at x-axis. Okay, so at that percent RH, when you're plotting a vertical, so that is your wet bulb temperature. Okay, you can see that 150 degrees Celsius, 125 degrees Celsius. Okay, so those are your wet bulb temperatures. Now the next is relative humidity. So in this curve, 100 to 20%. Okay, for various percent RH, you are having this curve is there. Similarly, absolute humidity. Now, as it is plotted on y-axis, you have to see the horizontal line here. So you can see that how it is changing from 0.07 to 0.01. Okay, your plot might be different. So what you have to consider, you have to go to the horizontal reading. The next one is your dew point temperature. So the condition of dew point is that it is a saturation condition. Okay, at 100% RH, the corresponding temperature is your dew point temperature. So what you can see from the graph, at any particular dry bulb temperature and the corresponding humidity, okay, you can see that at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 150, 125. Okay, so corresponding to that humidity, that is on y-axis. So if you are moving your dry bulb temperature towards the 100% relative saturation curve, okay, so that temperature which you get on the x-axis, that is your dew point temperature. Okay, suppose your initial condition is here, okay, at 50 degrees Celsius and the corresponding humidity is this line, suppose it is 0.07. So now if I have to find the dew point temperature, so what I will do, to move from 50 degrees Celsius towards the 100% relative saturation curve. So the temperature which you are getting on the x-axis, that is your dew point temperature. So it is always with respect to 100% relative humidity, right? So the next is now specific volume and enthalpy. So you can see that the curves are what? So this way the diagonal curve, that is the representation of your specific volume. Similarly for enthalpy, you can see that you have this one single line. Okay, enthalpy is given. So at corresponding to different temperature, okay, corresponding to different temperature and humidity, you can find out the enthalpy. Okay, see, it is the trial and error of x and y axis. You have to locate the coordinate at which temperature you have to find out and what is the humidity of your air. Corresponding to that point, you can find out your enthalpy, your specific volume also. Okay, for example, here let's have a look into the question, that it is given that 80% is your dry bulb temperature, okay, and your humidity is what? Relative humidity is 50%. That is your room 1. Now for room 2, it is given that the dry bulb temperature is 70 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity is what? 90%. So which room has higher heat content? So here you can see that, first of all, the room 1. Dry bulb temperature is 80 degrees Celsius. See, first of all, note down, as you're moving from left to right, this way your temperature increases. So this is your room 1. 80 degrees Celsius is your dry bulb temperature, and percent humidity is what? 50%. So here another RH curve might be present in the psychometric chart, which shows you 50% relative humidity, right? Similarly, the second point you have located is that your dry bulb temperature is what? 70 degrees Celsius, and your relative humidity is 90%, right? So this way you find out your initial and final locations of the both rooms, right? Now, which room has higher heat content? Means it is asked about your enthalpy. So what you are doing, corresponding to this first point, what you did, you located your first point, the first condition. You are plotting a vertical line, okay, diagonal line you are plotting. And here you might be knowing, see, this enthalpy line is given. So when you are plotting your diagonal line, you will find a point. So this way, at this condition of room 1, you are getting your enthalpy as 31.6. Similarly, for condition of room 2, you are getting your enthalpy as 32.4. So you can see that H2 is more than H1. So this way in exam they might ask you the question. The next question is that at 80 degrees Celsius dry bulb temperature and 50% RH, an air conditioning unit starts to cool the air. At what temperature will the moisture in the air start to condense? See, start to condense, note down, this is the key point here. When does your air start to condense? When it reaches the dew point temperature. What is happening? An air conditioning unit starts to cool the air. Cooling is happening, means temperature is decreasing. So first what you have started, you have located the first initial condition, that 80 degrees Celsius is your dry bulb temperature and 50% is the relative humidity. So this is the first point. Now cooling is happening. What you have to do? Till when you have to cool down? Till it condenses. Condense means when it reaches the 100% relative humidity. So what you are doing? You are moving towards the left side. Till when? Till you intersect the 100% RH curve. When you have intersected the 100% RH curve, so corresponding to that, the temperature which you get on your x-axis. Here what you are getting 59 degrees Celsius. So your moisture starts to condense at 59 degree Fahrenheit. So what is this? This is your dew point temperature also, right? So this way questions might be asked in your exam. Now about the air conditioning process. So now what we will study, that what are the various processes which are involved in your humidification, okay? The various processes are only humidification, heating and humidification, sensible heating only, chemical dehumidifying, then dehumidifying only, cooling and dehumidifying. Okay, so these are all the processes which is involved in your air conditioning. Now how we are representing these processes in your psychometric chart, that would be studied here. So okay, you can see that. So first of all, sensible cooling and heating. It means no moisture is added, only heating and cooling is occur. Okay, so what you are doing, no moisture is added, it means your humidity is constant. So here you can see that OG and OC, those are the lines of your sensible heating and cooling. OC is what? That is your sensible heating, because as you move from left to right, your temperature is increasing. OG is what? OG is your sensible cooling. Now as humidity is constant, that is why this is a horizontal line. It means your humidity is constant, because here what we are discussing, this is sensible heating and cooling. Now humidification and dehumidification. It means moisture is now added. Okay, moisture is added, but your temperature is what? But your temperature is constant here. But in real practice, it is always accompanied by increasing temperature, right, or decreasing temperature. So here you can see that OA and OE, that is your humidification and dehumidification. OA is what? Your humidification. You can see that temperature is constant, but your humidity is increasing, right? Now heating and humidification, what is it? That is your OP. It means moisture is also added and your temperature of air also increases. So let's plot OB. So you can see that temperature is increasing, whereas your humidity is also increasing. Next is your cooling and dehumidification. It means temperature is decreasing and but you're increasing the humidity. So OH, temperature is decreasing, okay, but humidity is increasing. Next is heating and dehumidification, that is your OD. It means you're heating along with the removal of moisture. So here you can see that OD. Okay, your temperature is increasing but your moisture has been decreased. Okay, see with respect to y-axis you can see that OD, your moisture is decreasing here, right? Next is cooling and dehumidification. So here you can see that OF, what you are doing, your moisture is getting removed and your temperature is also decreasing. So here you can see that with respect to y-axis you can see that moisture has been decreased, OF, and the temperature is also decreased. So this was about your air conditioning process, various air conditioning process. Next topic is your Lewis relation. First of all, what is Lewis number? It is defined as ratio of thermal diffusivity to mass diffusivity. So for flow of gases past cylinder and spheres, we have this correlation. Now why we are using this correlation? Because see, when we are measuring the wet bulb temperature, that bulb, okay, that is a kind of cylinder, right? So we are using this correlation. So what is Lewis number? It is ratio of Schmidt number to Prandtl number, which is again equal to what? Thermal diffusivity to mass diffusivity. Okay. Now Lewis relationship, this relation when we are talking about, we are solely concerned on the system of air and water vapor. Okay. For humidification operation, your system can be air and any liquid vapor. Okay. So for example, air and benzene vapor is there. But when your system is air and water vapor, then your Lewis relationship comes into account. What is it? That your Hg upon K by Cs, that term is equal to 1. It means your Schmidt number is equal to Prandtl number for air and water vapor system because the thermal and molecular diffusivities are same. It means Hg upon Ky is equal to Cs, right? It again means that your adiabatic saturation temperature is equal to wet bulb temperature for air and water vapor system. So this is your Lewis relation, right? So that was for today's lecture. Thank you.